In the Superman saga, we find ourselves in Star Laboratories as Livewire has just bust inside, planning to steal whatever she needs in order to jack her power to the next level. But upon entering the laboratory, Livewire realizes how fucked these scientists are as she sees some type of interdimensional portal seemingly sucking everything inside. Now, the scientists start to blame Livewire for this, but she says it's not her fault. But as Superman arrives, he starts to blame Livewire, even though he knows her well enough to know this isn't her doing. Livewire tries to blast Superman, but it has no effect. So Superman convinces her to help out with the situation at hand. Superman talks with the scientists and they explain that they were running some experiments as they were trying to map out the Phantom Zone. But Superman has to be the bearer of bad news as he has to explain whatever experiment they were running swallowed up the entire planet and sent it to the Phantom Zone. But elsewhere in the Phantom Zone, Rogol Zaar sits in front of a fire as he wears the crest of Superman, a trophy that he pilfered off the Nuclear Man. Rogol Zaar is approached by a man named Jax who warns him that wearing the crest of House L is very dangerous in the Phantom Zone. Now, Rogol Zaar asks Jax who is he, but Jax claims to be an innocent man. But Rogol Zaar knows better as he knows Jax as being a ruthless criminal that destroyed one of Krypton's moons. As Rogol Zaar talks with Jax several criminals from the Phantom Zone start to surround them. Now, Rogol Zaar points out that the Earth has also been swallowed up by the Phantom Zone. Armed with this information, Jax begins to leave, but he leaves Rogol Zaar behind to be killed by his friends. But Rogol Zaar is prepared for a fight as he begins to solo a small army of criminals. But back on planet Earth, as chaos unfolds all over the place, Superman is doing his best to stop people from dying, while Batman and the Flash are sick, seemingly poisoned by the Phantom Zone. As Martian Manhunter assists in saving people, he theorizes that whatever the Phantom Zone is made of, it mixed with the Earth's atmosphere and it's slowly poisoning people. Aquaman wonders if Earth is in the Phantom Zone, then what is in its place? But back where Earth used to be, we see Adam Strange standing in a abyss as he wonders if this is some kind of joke. Meanwhile, Rogol Zaar has just managed to solo a small army of criminals in the Phantom Zone, but he doesn't kill any of them as he's going to need them later to form an army. Rogol Zaar confronts Jax once again, and the two of them form an alliance. They plan to steal the Phantom Zone projector and leave this place while leaving Superman and all the people of planet Earth in the Phantom Zone to rot. But back on planet Earth, as people think it's the end of the world, a lot of law and order has broken down. People start rioting and looting, but Superman confronts them, urging everybody to go back to their house. Superman figures he's going to need some help from some of the brightest minds, so he heads to the Hall of Justice. As Ray Palmer, Will Magnus, and Mr. Terrific conversate, they figure out that this must be the doing of Star Labs before Superman arrives, letting them know that this was all the doing of Star Labs. Now, the problem with the whole situation is nobody knows the long-term or short-term effects of the Earth being swallowed up by the Phantom Zone. The Atom shrinks down in order to head to Star Labs to see if he can help shed some light on the situation. But suddenly, Superman hears something familiar and he shoots into space. The Phantom Zone is home to all Krypton's worst nightmares. As Superman has this negative feeling in his gut, he flies into low orbit to find Rogol Zaar. And to make matters worse, he seemingly has an army of motherfuckers all riding cosmic monsters towards Earth. To be continued.